Hello, my name is Jude. You probably subscribe to this YouTube channel because of a baby eats solid foods. That is me. 14 years later, I am 15, and I am interested in sports. I really like sports. And I will be talking about the World Cup. All right, we're going to talk about yesterday's games. Final score, Norway 2, Brazil 1. That game was insane. It's a myth, the legend. Norway. Somehow, haven't qualified in like 25 plus years, are knocking out big teams like it's none of their business. This was probably the biggest upset of the tournament so far. Erling Haaland scored twice and knocks out the 5-time champions Brazil. Neymar scored a late penalty, but didn't really do much. Even though it's sad to hear that Neymar is retiring from the Brazil squad after that. Norway reached the World Cup quarterfinals for the first time in history. All right. And then England narrowly survived Mexico. England won 3-2. Most entertaining match. It was really good. Somehow Mexico I don't really think Mexico had a chance, but they were producing. Jude Bellingham scored twice. It was just insane. Harry Kane also scored a penalty. England had to hold on with one less defender after following a VAR review for a red card. And then their veteran Jordan Henderson, their midfielder, suffered a serious wrist injury after England's victory, celebrating with the fans and his teammates. He had to be stretched off and creating concern ahead of the quarterfinals. So they might be down him if it's a really bad injury, which I have not heard anything about so far. Okay, now I'm going to talk about our man of the matches. There's only five best players. I think I'm going to go man of the day for yesterday was Erling Haaland. He scored 2 goals against Brazil and sent Norway to their first ever quarterfinal. So yeah, in clinching their clinch, his finishing and his constant threat has just been insane. We're going to talk about Jude Bellingham. Scored 2 goals. Looked really well. Looked really good. Then we're going to talk about Harry Kane. Oh, no. Harry Kane is 4. My bad. 3, Martin Odegaard. Controlled that midfield. Insane. They were creating passes like it's none of their business. 4, I just have to go to Harry Kane. Even though he only scored a pen, it wasn't too bad of a game for him. He just led his team through the game, like down. It was really good. Next is gonna be I forget his name. Andreas is the Norway right winger. He came on in the 61st minute. It was the 61st minute. All right. Yeah, he was just electric when he came on. He was going insane. He just was creating holes through the defense to give the ball to Haaland. Haaland with 2 goals. One was a header and one was just a great pass. It just at the top of the box, Haaland decides to rip a shot because Brazil just doesn't want to press him. I don't know why. You just never do that with one of the best finishers in the game. All right, time to talk about... So basically, the quarterfinals will be Norway versus England in the quarterfinals. Yes, the quarterfinals. I thought I said it wrong. Portugal versus Spain. You got the old timers, the old Portuguese. They're older age. You got the Spain with the new kids at the block. So basically, Ronaldo's gonna be a big threat if he can create chances because he's experienced these knockouts experiences. But Spain has looked really good in this World Cup. Besides Lamine Yamal has 1 goal and assist so far this World Cup. I want to see more from him. If he's one of the best youngsters ever. In my opinion, it's Mbappe. Alright, so players to watch for that game is Lamine Yamal. He could change the game, even though he hasn't been producing as well. Mikel, he's their striker. He's really quiet and he can get there. He'll be quiet for some of the game, but he will suddenly shoot out and score a goal. Cristiano Ronaldo, always a big man. He can't not be the player to watch because how good he hasn't been scoring as many goals as we all wish, but he's been showing it that he can do something. Gonzalo Ramos, even though he might start, I don't know, but I think he might produce a goal. All right, time to talk about the USA Belgium. USA go on a run for their country in the United States. They want to beat Belgium from 2014. That's when they last beat them and last met. So USA wants to win. Players to watch. Christian Pulisic. He will make big moments for the USA. Don't forget about Florian Balogun. I forgot. My bad. Even though his suspension just got released, and he's not suspended for this game, but it's basically the suspension could last a year. It's basically this red card is lifted, but for any time in this next year, if he does something similar, he could get a red card for it. But he's gonna do something. I think so. Okay, for Belgium, Kevin De Bruyne, just controlling that midfield. If he finds open space, he's going to use it. So if you're USA, you don't let him use it. And then don't forget about Courtois. I think USA, it could be a tied game with USA has a chance, but I think Courtois is just gonna come up with big saves. Big saves. Alright, for Portugal versus Spain tactic. Probably, more than likely, Spain's tactic is to try to keep as much possession as possible. To keep Portugal running. To get them tired out. But if you're Portugal, you don't want that to happen. More than likely, your chances of winning is 0. You're going to be cooked. So, in my opinion, that's what they got to do. Don't forget about the midfield battles. They're going to be insane. They're so good midfields. For Portugal, you got Vitinha, Bruno, João Neves. You got some good backups, too. Barcelona has really good young midfielders, like Pedri. I'm forgetting the other 2 guys, but I don't know why. But they've been really good midfield. But I think if you're Spain, you're just going to try to use your midfield as much as possible and use your wingers. So I think they're going to play midfield and wingers. You want to play the ball around there. If you're Portugal, you're just counterattacking at this point with wings. With your wing players, they're pretty fast. Because they're the only person that's their defense is strong for Spain, but Cucurella is really strong. But I think they have some weak spots in their defense. So basically, if Spain holds possession for majority of the match, there's no chance Portugal wins. There is absolutely no chance. So if you're Portugal, you're just trying to shut down those passes. USA versus Belgium. USA will probably press high, and Belgium might have to build from the back. I think if you're USA, you're pressing high, hoping for mistakes. Belgium, because they're going to be pressing, you're going to try to build from the back up and make those counterattacks. So, Christian Pulisic and Balogun. The USA will be looking to isolate Christian Pulisic on one-on-ones, so we can capitalize. USA can capitalize on those because Pulisic's just really good at those one-on-ones. So that's your goal, to stretch out the defense and get Balogun inside the box. If you're Belgium, you might have to shift if he keeps on winning those one-on-ones. Kevin De Bruyne, pockets of space. If you give him space, he will use it. He will, in fact, use it. So if you're USA, you are not letting Kevin De Bruyne get as much space as possible. And if he finds those lines, he will use them. All right, Balogun, you're going to have to stretch out that defense even more. If he stretches that defense to its limits, USA might be able to dog walk on Belgium. If they can stretch it out and use that back line and basically get it in there. So basically, these matches today are all about the style. If you use your plan, tactics according to plan, more than likely you will qualify. So Spain wants to control the ball. Portugal just wants to counterattack and punish them on those counterattacks. USA wants to press Belgium to make mistakes. But Belgium wants to play through that pressure. Just to go through it. But USA's pressure has been looking really well against some pretty good teams. Whatever team poses their style will basically win and make it to the quarterfinals. So my score predictions today for the Spain-Portugal game is 2-1 Spain. Portugal will be going down. It's very sad. I just don't think, even though they have Nuno, I just don't think their defense is going to be able to handle the midfield and getting those passes in. I think Carlos Ramos will come on in the 60th minute and score a goal. But I think Spain with Lamine Yamal, even though I hate saying it, but Lamine Yamal will come out with 2 assists. I don't know who they will be to, but I think he'll come out with 2 assists. And then I think USA will also win 2-1, even though it's probably annoying because you think, oh, he's predicted 2-1 twice. No, but I think Belugan will score 1. And then I think we will create a foul and we will score a free kick. Even though it's probably not going to happen, but or either that or Pulisic scores. Belgium, I think Kevin De Bruyne, they're going to mess up a few times, USA, and Belgium's going to give a pass through to Romelu Lukaku, and Lukaku will capitalize on that. So thank you for watching, and I want you guys, if you're watching, leave a comment down below of the predictions of the games. See ya!